All right, good afternoon, everyone. Now we're going to talk about the 10th bracha of Shemona Esrei, and that is Kibbutz Goliath. Up until this point in Shemona Esrei, we're talking about the private individual needs that people have, and now the Shemona Esrei is going to switch to the needs of the Klal, of Klal Yisrael's needs. So the first request that we have is the first stage of the Geula, which is the ingathering of the exiles, the Mikabetz Nidchei Yisrael. So if we look at the bracha, it's clear that we're really not talking about gathering all the Jews into one place and to Eretz Yisrael, to Yerushalayim. That we have a separate bracha for Bnei Yerushalayim. We're not talking about that. We're talking about here, if we focus on the source of the request, it's clear that that's really not what we're talking about. We're talking about a dispersion of the people, that they've gone away. The Jewish people have gone away and they are distant from one another. The root of this bracha is the need for unity in Klal Yisrael. That's the first thing to keep in mind. The problem here is not that Klal Yisrael is missing from a certain place and we all have to gather into a certain place. No, that's not what it is. We're asking for a solution to the terrible problem that is a severe problem that for us and for the Rebbeinu Shalom, that we're lacking a unity. We're lacking the unity that we need to have. That's the first thing to keep in mind about this bracha. So if we look through the bracha, there's a lot of questions that we could ask, and we don't have time to go through every one, but let's try to understand this symbolism of asking Hashem to kab b'shofar gadol, blow a shofar v'sanes l'kabetz guliyasenu, and raise a banner or a mast for the kabetz guliyasenu. Let's try to understand what that means. So we can understand now the reason why we're asking for a shofar gadol over here is because a shofar gadol is the type of thing that happens when there's a transformation in history. We blow a shofar. There's a major event happening. Okay, it's not just a political event necessarily, it's a religious revolution almost, a fundamental change in the relationship between us and the Rabbeinu Shalom. That's what we're asking Hashem for. Sound the great shofar. We're telling the Rabbeinu Shalom, sound the shofar. And what we're saying is we want the revelation of the Rabbeinu Shalom's presence within the world to call upon the people of Klal Yisrael to gather together. Again, not geographically into one place, but to have unity with one another. And the point of the Tekah B'Shofar Gadol is that we have to gather around something, not just to unify you could unify for a bad cause too, but we want to unify under the call of the Rabbeinu Shalom. We tell the Rabbeinu Shalom, we want you to blow the great shofar so that there's, and Sanes l'kabetz guliyasenu, raise a banner, blow a shofar, Rabbeinu Shalom, so that we have something to gather around, not just to stick together, not just to have unity, but to have unity around something, and to have unity around the Rabbeinu Shalom. Since the Rabbeinu Shalom is going to be the one that's blowing the shofar, and Rabbeinu Shalom is going to be the one that's raising this banner, that means that we're asking for a gathering with the Rabbeinu Shalom at the center of this calling. To make that even clearer, we add the word l'cherusenu. Cherus is freedom. In the Torah, it would be called durar, krasam durar. But in our world, the point is what we're lacking is we don't hear the sound of the shofar of Hashem, the shofar of revelation. If everyone's gathered around the banner of the Rabbeinu Shalom, the result, it's not a social gathering, it's a spiritual gathering and a spiritual freedom, cherusenu, and redemption. That's what it is. So by adding this cherusenu, it's clarifying what we mean. Now we can come also to the chasima. With a minute that we have left, I'll try to clarify. We come to the chasima of the bracha, which is a new concept of nidchei Yisrael. The nidachim it is a lashon of people who are lost. There is a pasuk in Shmuel Beis that talks about the nidach, and it's talking about Avshalom, who is the displaced. He's the nidach. He's the displaced of the king. He's not allowed in the court of David HaMelech, his father, and he's banished. Returning the displaced person doesn't just mean bringing him back, just doesn't mean bringing him back to Yerushalayim. It means restoring him to this proper relationship with his father. That's what we were asking for Avshalom, who's referred to as a nidach, and that's what we're asking for here. Mikabetz Nidchei Yisrael. We are distant from our father, and we need to reconnect that relationship. Now, just to sum up, what's the cause of this dispersion of Klal Yisrael? What's the root? What's the problem that we're trying to resolve and address over here? And the answer is that we don't see the Rebbeinu Shalom clearly. He's hidden from us. So we have the silence of the shofar. We need the shofar to blow now. We need that banner to be raised so that we have something to gather around, so that we have something to awaken us and gather around the Rebbeinu Shalom at its center for something good, because it will be around the Rebbeinu Shalom, and to bring us closer to our Father, because we are lost without that relationship with Him.